Hello and welcome to another edition of the Monday MOOcast. We've made it, folks, to episode 20. This is episode 20. Yay! And this is Mike and
Greg
and
Andrea.
And we are going to start off this week like we do every week, talking about the games that we have played over the past 7 days. Andrea, ladies first.
All Skyrim.
All of it.
But Skyrim, yeah. I finally downloaded Dawnguard and Hearthfire yesterday.
Whoopee!
I have yet to play it because I literally just downloaded it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been having fun exploring Skyrim. Like, was it 2 days ago? Pretty much all I did. Usually when I play, I have an objective in mind. Like, I'll look at my tasks or, whatever missions I need to complete. And I try to see what's close by, and then I go do it.
Sure.
Well, 2 days ago, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to wander around aimlessly and go exploring. Which I did, and it was a lot of fun. So,
have you joined a faction yet? Have you joined either the Imperials or the...
I haven't.
No?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to probably join the Stormcloaks.
Look at you rebel.
Yeah, well, the Imperials tried to kill me in the beginning, so
that's true.
That's not cool.
Maybe they were just severely misguided. Like, maybe they just had a bad day.
Yeah, at least right now, I'm leaning more toward the Stormcloaks, but I have yet to pick a side.
Cool.
I guess I'm kind of concerned that if I pick one side, then the other side will hate me the rest of the game, but I understand...
because they will.
Yeah, they do.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah.
So at least I'm trying to stay neutral as long as possible.
Sure, you're being Switzerland.
Yes.
You're Skyrim, Switzerland.
Yeah, I'm level 28 now.
Good for you.
Moving up in the world.
Nice. So you're like not losing your head of steam on the game. Like your love for Skyrim is deep and.
Yeah, I played it a long time, a few months back, and then I put it on hold. I forget what I was...
For Saints Row the Third.
That's right, yeah. And, now I'm back to Skyrim, and I've put Saints Row on hold. So, I've just been playing all Skyrim.
Cool. Greg, in your Skyrim playthrough, did you join a faction?
I did.
Who'd you join?
Stormcloaks.
Really?
Immediately.
Really?
Immediately, right at the beginning?
Interesting.
Yeah, well, the Imperials are trying to kill me. Screw those guys.
I don't know why. Maybe I have, it proves I'm masochistic, but, I joined up with the Imperials.
Really?
Yeah, mostly because I like the Romanness of them. I'm like, that's cool. I could be Rome. That's cool.
Yeah, but I like the whole, Braveheart aspect.
Yeah, I know,
the Stormcloaks.
Yeah, no, I mean, they obviously did a good job, because, on both sides, there's cultural similarities. So, you can either align with the Bravehearty-ish guys, or you can align with the, dirty Romans, which I did. Now I'm feeling all bad, guys. Thanks a lot. Oh, man.
Plus, I like how the Stormcloaks little icon on the map is a bear claw.
It is a bear claw. That's true. Man, I'm going to go, turncoat next time I play. Anyway.
Well, see, that's another thing. I think it would be fun that if you start a new game to just do everything the opposite of what you do. Something totally different.
Absolutely, yeah.
So.
Which can be a little daunting with a game as big as Skyrim.
Oh, I know. I don't know how many hours I put in this game. Frankly, I don't want to know.
You can check.
I know I could, and that frightens me. But I feel like I barely made a dent in this game.
And the main story, I think from the last time we talked, you haven't made a big dent in it, have you? At least not in the main quest.
I've been doing a lot of the side
just
quests.
caves and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it's definitely a huge game. So,
yep.
It's going to take you all the way to Halo and beyond, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Greg, what have you been playing?
Well, I pretty much just played Borderlands 2.
Yeah, you've been obsessed.
Yeah, that game is so good.
Now, if you talk to Andrea...
what Andrea says, folks...
No, I'm curious. I can't be the only one who doesn't like this game, but...
No, you're not.
I know I mentioned it before. I feel bad that I don't like it. I really do, because everything about it, in theory, I should like. And the whole thing together...
Just wasn't meant to be, Andrea.
I know.
It's okay. Set it free.
I know. Still, I do feel a little guilty, and I know I shouldn't, but whatever. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, all Borderlands.
All Borderlands. Played a little bit of Mario, but... I really wanted to get the level cap of 50.
Good lord.
So I made it a couple
How long
nights
did it take
ago.
you?
I don't know.
Because you've been playing pretty straight since it came out.
When did I get it?
That's true, yeah.
So, it's been a lot of fun trying to get some good guns, because I want to go up against the super crazy hard Thresher dude that appears after you beat the main campaign.
Definitely avoided a spoiler there. Nice job.
Yes.
Good.
So what I'm going to say is not a spoiler for the main story, but there's a bonus boss at the end who's level 50. The quest is called You're Gonna Die.
It's awesome.
It was not a fun time when I tried to fight him at level 35. So hopefully that extra 15 levels will help.
Right. So give us a rundown of your favorite 2 or 3 guns that you currently have in your arsenal, because I always love hearing about the crazy guns in this game. So what is your favorite? Or what are your favorite guns to run with right now at level 50? What do they do?
Well, one of my guns is a rocket launcher, which I never wanted to use those in the first place,
right.
but I kept getting them for some reason. And I think the thing that sealed the deal was I used a gold key, and I got a stupid rocket launcher. I'm like, oh, well, I feel like I have to use this now, because it'd be a waste of a gold key.
Right.
So I got a rocket launcher. I have SMGs, which I like way more than assault rifles.
Right.
And I got one from Moxie that's super strong. It does, I think it's slag damage.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a shotgun, corrosive shotgun, and I have a sniper that's shock damage. Though my favorite snipers are the ones where you can zoom in, and it's like a 3-shot burst.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They did not have that in the first one. I know you didn't play it, but in sniper rifles in the first one didn't have that burst function. So it's cool that they put that extra little thing in the second one. That's good. I like that too. It's fun. I also like how in Borderlands 2, certain guns have like semi-auto or full auto when you're not scoped, but then when you're scoped, it'll change the. Yeah, that's pretty cool too for like precise aiming. That's cool. So this week I went a little bit crazy. I didn't think that I was going to buy that many games into. Well, I mean, I always say that, but like then it seems that every week we do a podcast, and I'm like, guess what I bought, guys? I'm Mr. Money Pants. But I went a little bit insane. So this week I actually bought 2 new games. One being XCOM: Enemy Unknown, and one being Dishonored. And I'm telling you, folks, like, if you have not played either one of these games, you should do it. XCOM, for those of you who don't know, is the successor to a game that came out way back in '94. So I was I was in 8th grade when it came out, 7th, 8th grade, and it was one of my first favorite like computer games back then. So I've been waiting like almost 20 years for it to come back, and it has in a big way. It's a strategy game, so it's like a turn-by-turn strategy game, but it has an action camera, so like when certain things happen, the camera will zoom way in. So there's a lot of detail in the game, even though it's a strategy title, and it's fantastic. Like everything about customizing your gear for your team and like developing research to get new weapons and everything. It's like one of those. It's just like Civilization. It's actually made by Firaxis, people who make Civilization. So like there's that same kind of quality where it's like you just want to do one more turn, you just want to do one more game. It's really fantastic. I've been playing a lot of that this week. And Dishonored is a first-person action/stealth title that kind of looks like a cross between like a Skyrim and almost like a regular shooter. So there's shooting elements, there's swordplay elements, and there is magic elements too. And it really looks beautiful. Like it's got a really unique art style that's not really cel-shaded like Borderlands, but it's not really trying to look realistic like a Call of Duty or like a Skyrim. It's kind of in the middle there. It looks like an oil painting. And it takes place in an alternate universe, like steampunk world. So it's kind of like people use swords, but then they also use like flintlock pistols, but then they also use magic. It's actually pretty darn cool. So those are the 2 games I picked up this week, and I had to trade a million games in for it so my wife wouldn't kill me. But it's okay. It was worth it. So far, those games are really, really fantastic, and those are 2 have been what I've been playing this week.
So I have a quick question for
you.
So
sure.
I know that you said you're a big XCOM fan.
Super, yeah.
So what did you think of that first-person shooter?
The one that was in development?
Yeah,
now
I don't know if it's still being developed.
The last they said is that they might be changing it to a third-person title. That's the last thing I heard last week. Because I guess they decided that the first-person, like, big shocker, the first-person market is a little bit crowded.
Weird.
Yeah, so I think they're going to change it into a third-person. But regardless of that, like, I would very much like them to come out with an action-y title based in the universe, because I really like the enemy types in the strategy game, and I think that fighting them like in a real time format would be fun. Because like the only drawback, obviously, of a strategy game is like you don't have complete control all the time. There's these rules. I mean, you have so many moves a turn, and it's like chess. So I would like to actually play a first person or a third person shooter in the universe. It's a really interesting kind of take on 50s, 60s, kind of like old school sci-fi, like what people used to think would happen if little green men came down, kind of thing. So yeah, I would support that game. I just don't know if it's ever going to come out. It seems like it's in development hell now.
Gotcha.
Which is unfortunate. So we have a bone to pick, folks, or maybe I don't know, Andrea, how emotionally invested you are in this topic, but I know
Not very.
I know for me certainly, and I know for Greg as well. Star Wars gaming, okay, and I'm just going to okay. I've always been taught give the good news before you give the bad news. All right, like that's what you try to do in life. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the one point of light in my Star Wars universe right now that is shining brightly in my heart, and it is the leaked box art that they showed a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, that says that a new game is being developed by LucasArts internally that is going to be called Star Wars First Assault. And if you haven't seen this yet, you can go to IGN or GameSpot or Giant Bomb or any of these sites and you can find this leaked box art. And it looks like a stormtrooper firing at a rebel soldier on the ground, not in a ship, which means to me that it is going to be either a remake, an HD remake, or an update to Star Wars Battlefront. And I'm telling you right now, it better be that. Or I'm going to I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something inappropriate. I swear. Because I've been waiting for Star Wars Battlefront, a new one, an HD one, since Battlefront 2 came out. I still play that game, and it's from 2005. Get on it, LucasArts.
I'm sure you're not the only one that's waiting for it.
Oh, me and millions of other people. Go online and type in Star Wars Battlefront 3. You'll find a bazillion pages of people just crying for George Lucas to give us a Battlefront 3.
Oh, goodness.
It's painful. And now, Greg, I can't even talk about it. Talk about what they've done. Talk about what they've done.
Ugh. So, you want to talk about sellouts? So this past week,
yes,
they revealed Angry Birds
Good
Star
Lord.
Wars.
Good Lord.
Really? Really?
I don't understand the whole Angry Birds trend.
Not at all?
Okay, they're these little birds.
Yeah, they're
everywhere. I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing more and more of them. They're all these little games.
Right.
The little action figures.
This is what the casual gamer has done to us.
I know. I don't know. I mean, they're kind of cute, but I'm getting a little annoyed because they're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely taken over the world.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, I haven't seen any gameplay or anything, so I can't speak to this, but, how does Star Wars fit in with Angry Birds?
It doesn't. They just want to ride out the Angry Birds trend before it disappears, I'm sure. Which is just sad to me, because, I mean, it's Star Wars.
Right.
It's been around for how many years now? You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It's clearly just a quick cash grab.
Which is disgusting. How many more cash grabs do they need? Does Star Wars need more money?
Apparently.
No.
That's why they re-released the episode 1 in 3D.
Oh, that's right, they did.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure 2 and 3 are going to follow soon.
Yes.
Everything is 3D. It's like, see this movie, 3D.
Right.
But
why? Oh.
I don't know. But I feel your pain, Mike, in terms of Battlefront 3. Now, I never played much of Battlefront back in the day,
right.
So I'm not as invested in the third one as you are.
Oh my god.
But I can say I really wish that they would have made Knights of the Old Republic 3 before they did the stupid MMO, which I'm never going to play.
Right.
And even another thing, even though they messed up the story completely, I'd really like to see a Force Unleashed 3.
Right.
Because the plot in that just is so screwed up.
It's
I don't even but the gameplay is really great.
Yeah.
The second one wasn't as good as the first one. The gameplay was good, but it was just kind of boring and not as varied.
Right.
But if you haven't played the first one,
it's pretty darn good.
It's very, very good, and I'd really like to see what happens, because the second one just had this huge cliffhanger, and it's supposed to lead up to the original trilogy,
right?
So it's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing over there. And instead of making those games, they're making, what is it? It's the Coruscant one, the 1313,
which isn't going to come out. They've said now, they've admitted now that it's actually for next gen systems, and it's actually not going to be in the first cycle of games, which means the earliest it could come out is 2 or 3 years from now. If let's assume that the new systems come out next holiday, the earliest that game could come out would be the next year after that. So that's a long time. Like, where are my awesome Star Wars games between now and then? Like, I don't know. This is killing me. If this First Assault thing is not Battlefront HD, I'm gonna like die. I'm gonna
Also,
die.
we need another Republic Commando.
Right.
Because that game was awesome.
Right. It's killing me. It's killing me. Okay, enough of the rant. So, out this week on Xbox Live Arcade, I can't believe I didn't mention that I've been playing this week as well, but The Walking Dead Episode 4 just came out on Xbox Live Arcade, and as far as game writing is concerned, like an interactive storyline, I swear this is like my favorite game ever. Like, it is, if game awards were given on, I guess they are given on story alone, aren't they? Most times, but whatever. You know, if you don't take the entire package, but you took like what did the storyline mean to you, or how good is the story and the writing and the voice acting and everything, this is my game of the year, bar none.
Wow,
it is so good, so good. Like, it is the only game I think since, oh my god, I don't know, the 90s or some RPG or something when I was a kid, like, that has actually made me like want to cry. It's the only game that has actually physically made me angry. It's the only game that's made me sad for a character. Like, it's like the writing, I can't talk enough about it. Like, the voice acting is like the best I've ever heard, ever, in any game ever. It's fantastic. So, if you are a zombie fan out there or an old school adventure fan out there, please do yourself a favor, pick up Telltale Games Walking Dead. It's fantastic.
So this is an arcade game.
It's it's released on arcade, but it's not. It is an adventure game that's kind of like old school, like what LucasArts used to do a long time ago, adventure type game. So it's not like you don't have. At times you have full one-on-one control of your character, but a lot of times I wouldn't call them quick time events, but it's more like context, like, let's look around here for some clue, and you like solve puzzles and stuff, and that's kind of how they...
It's more point and click, right?
Yeah, I hesitate to call it like pure point and click, but it's kind of like a mixture of point and click with sometimes quick time events, with sometimes action events. It's hard to describe. It's kind of like genre bending in that regard, but it's really, really fantastic.
So you get the arcade game, and then there are additional episodes?
Right, so each arcade episode, I believe, is 200 Microsoft points.
Oh, so each episode is like its own mini game.
Right.
Oh,
And each
okay.
episode took me, thus far, about 3 hours of like straight gameplay without breaks.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so for like 200 points, like...
Worth it.
And it's so good. It's
You need to do that.
really good. And what happens is there are a lot of like really difficult choices you have to make in each episode.
Uh-oh.
and each one affects what happens in the next one, and so forth and so on. So they all, like, by the time I got to the end of episode 4, I saw massive ramifications for a decision I made back in episode 1 that were like life-changing to a character, and I was like, oh, I did that to them. No! It was like...
That's like, I don't mean to always go back to Mass Effect, but
Right.
Mass Effect was the first
Right.
game that, I really saw that sequence of events happen.
Right. So if you dig that, you would, like, that's what this
Yeah.
game is. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good. I can't rant about it enough. Okay, enough. Enough. But interesting segue from that awesome arcade game to another arcade game that I still don't know if it's awesome, but it's definitely quirky and weird, and I hope ushers in a new kind of development for console, and that would be Happy Wars. Happy Wars is I know, it sounds funny just saying
the
it.
title.
Happy Wars is obviously Japanese. Like, when you see it for 1 second, you'll be like, oh, that's a Japanese game, because it's like super deformed characters on a super deformed, weird battlefield, killing each other but laughing while they're doing it maniacally. Like,
Yeah, it's Happy Wars.
Yeah, it's there's no other way to describe it. It's like an anime, like, that you control. It's very strange. Basically, there's no storyline at all, and the game actually kind of makes fun of it in the beginning. The beginning is like, once upon a time, and it's like in this fairy tale land, and they're like, these two armies were idiots, pretty much, and they like find every reason to fight with each other, and then they go to war for 1,000,000 years over nothing, like nothing. So the example the game gives is like, in the intro, like, one character comes out and it's like snowing, and the character's like, "Brr, it's cold out here," and the other one's like, "It's not that cold," and then like they just escalate that. He's like, "Yeah, it is. No, it's not," and then they kill each other, and like that's like the setup to the game.
No.
So, but anyways, Happy Wars is, the cool thing about it is that it's completely free to play. So, like a lot of computer games now, you can download it right now. It's out on Xbox Live Arcade now. You can download it completely for free, no Microsoft points, and you never, ever, ever have to pay for anything if you don't want to. The way that they get you, if you do get into the game, is by microtransactions. So, if you want, there are like a bazillion customization options. So there's it's class based. So there's like an assault class who's like a knight. There's like a mage class who like fights with offensive spells. There's like a cleric that heals the team with defensive spells. And there is one other person I forget right now, maybe a ranged fighter or something like that. Anyways, there's a couple different classes, and that's how the game progresses. Like you help your team and you defeat the other person's castle, and that's how you win a map. Well, everything about your character has customization. Thank you, English. So, for instance, every character wears like an outfit. Well, there are a million different like helmets you can get for your character to spruce your character up. Some of them are really ridiculous, like they're wearing a flower pot on their head or like something like that. They're wearing like a cat on their face, or like it's really stupid. But I mean, some people are into that, Well, if you just keep grinding it out and playing, eventually you will unlock everything. So you never have to pay for anything if you don't want to. But if you really, 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 really want like the special sword from the get-go, you can pay like 100 Microsoft points and you'll get it right away. So that's how they're going to get people. It's the kind of like free-to-play microtransaction kind of setup.
Does it have achievements?
I believe it does. Yeah. So I don't know. I put a couple rounds into it. It is definitely fun. I think if you found a community around it, like if your friends were playing it, that would be a lot more fun because it's just a ridiculous
strategy.
Yeah, and it's just a ridiculous like looking game. It's just funny. But I don't know. Like what I'm more excited about is this kind of free play thing, because I get into a lot of free play games on my computer just because they're free, and I'll play like a couple hours and then maybe I'll delete it. I'll be like, whatever. But at least I get some. I get free entertainment out of it for a while. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys are down with this kind of free to play microtransaction thing, or do you think that's dangerous for console, or what's your thoughts on that?
I like it. I think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a fun little game that you can play. I mean, it certainly doesn't sound as involved as anything that's on an actual disc.
No.
But, I think it's fun. For me, Happy Wars, I haven't actually played it yet, but I've seen some gameplay from it, and it reminds me a lot of Boogie Bunnies, which is my Happy Bunny dance game that I play after I want to rage quit Call of Duty. So it seems like just that kind of game, just, you play something for a while, like Call of Duty, and like, I'm going to totally switch gears and play Happy Wars.
Sure.
So I could get on board with it. I'm excited to download it and play it.
Yeah, you should. What do you think, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking a little bit about this actually earlier in the week. I don't know if you've seen the show Extra Credits. Mm-hmm. That's on Penny Arcade, but they were talking a little bit about the business model, that the changing business landscape, I should say, of the video game industry.
Right.
And one thing they brought up was that not every game should be free to play. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, from what you're saying, it sounds like this is a good game to go free to play.
Right.
But it's like ever since that one Lord of the Rings game went free to play and made like $1 bazillion, everyone's like, free to play, we gotta take advantage of this, but it doesn't necessarily work for every game.
Sure.
And so like, I can't imagine Call of Duty 14 being free to play. But then you have to pay like maybe 5 cents for a multiplayer match or something like that.
You don't think it would work?
No.
Really?
I'm not going to play Call of Duty
you mean you won't?
I won't.
Oh, I think they'd make $1 trillion.
I don't know about that.
Well.
$1 trillion more dollars.
I do think, though, that certainly games are going to need to come down in price. Because when you look at what Steam does and other online things for your computer...
Right.
Like, games aren't $60.
Right.
There's no reason for them to be.
Here's what I would like. So, gaming companies, if you're listening to me, listen to me.
As they should be.
As they should. I mean, come on. I would like to see a model more akin to what's going on PC. And I would like to see 2 versions of future games come out. One that's completely digital, that you download, but you get a price cut because they didn't print a disc and you're not buying a disc, you're buying a license, okay? Mm-hmm. So I would like to have the ability to download every single game day of release on console for a cheaper price. Mm-hmm. I would also like to see the games ultimately be a lower price point, but microtransactions be placed on top of like let's say the multiplayer component for special things, the same way that a lot of PC games do it. And then I would do that. I would buy that. Like, because the games that I'm going to put the money into anyways, like the Call of Duties or whatever, I'm still going to buy it. Like, if you make it $30, but then you make it, like, whatever, $5 for extra maps and, like, $1 for a super gun pack, like, every month, like, I would pay that. You know, I wouldn't consider that a waste of money. But what really gets people, I think, nowadays for console is the initial price point. Like, how can you just keep paying like $65 like with tax like every single month? I mean, unless you're me and you're an idiot and you sell all your games back and then do that because you're a moron. But like most people are not morons, you know. Like I don't know.
That's why I'm always so hesitant to buy new games unless it's something I really, really want.
Right, and that's what kills creativity in new IPs. Like we've been talking about the last couple of podcasts. Like they have to make so much money, you know, that it stifles creativity. Like people are so scared to pay for something new because why do you want to put $65 on something you don't know you're going to like?
Yeah.
I mean, who can afford to do that? No one. Not even me.
Borderlands 2 was my first purchase, and it's disappointing because it's like, well, goodbye money, goodbye.
Well, and that's exactly like the point. I mean, not only are you spending $65-ish for the initial game, but if you upgrade to some special edition that you might want, that's more.
Like $100.
And you don't have to do it, but, you know, depending on what you get, like, again, for me with Halo 4, yes, I got the Primo edition because I'm getting the DLC.
I did too, actually.
So, there's another thing, you know, even though I bought Borderlands 2, that's $65, but I want to get the DLC. I know you don't have to, but, you know, it's going to add stuff to the game. So I buy the Season Pass to save 25%, but that's another $30.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
So already on this game, I've spent $95. And, like, that's not counting any of the other DLC things that come out, because Season Pass is just for, like, the big episodes. It's not like the Necromancer DLC or anything else that I might want.
Right.
So it's like, this business model is not sustainable. Like, I feel like each month I keep seeing reports that game sales are slipping and slipping and slipping. And they're like, well, we need new consoles to kind of reinvigorate the market. And it's like...
No, they're too freaking expensive.
Yes, I mean, I understand the point, but you also need to change up how you're selling your games.
Well, because there's a danger of diminishing returns. Like, yes, they might make not they might, let's be honest, they will. They come out with the next PlayStation, they come out with the next Xbox, they're going to make $1 trillion more. Like, that's great. But it's diminishing returns because you are pricing out the normal consumer. Like, if you make something, like, it's like when the PS3 first came out and it was $750.
Yeah.
Who had it?
Right.
Who had it for the first 2 years? And that's how Xbox killed them. Yep. Like, because Xbox was cheaper, so everyone got an Xbox. Like, no one bought the PS3, like, for, like, the first 2 years until they finally reduced it, you know? And if they do this with every system going forward, and the games are still 65 or 70 or whatever they're going to be in the next generation, like, the only people that are going to have it are going to be the super elite, gamers / rich people, like, and the rest of us are going to be just SOL. Like, we won't be able to afford it, and it won't drive creativity. It will only drive, like, the only game that will be out will be the super blockbuster that everyone buys every year, and nothing else. And eventually that will stagnate. Like, I'm sorry, world, like, but newsflash, we are all going to get sick of Call of Duty at some point. We will. Like, I know it's not happening now, but we will.
It won't happen to me.
Well, maybe not Andrea, but, like, I will get sick of Call of Duty. I guarantee you.
Eventually there will be something new that comes out that kills... Well, not kills it necessarily,
right, but like,
definitely diminishes it.
Gives people another way to think about, like, this is what I want to play. But, you know, like, that won't happen if everyone's priced out of it. So... Oh, come on, game companies. Like, get with the program. Okay.
So, short story long, reduce the prices on your games. Please.
Right, please. Like, look
also,
at the PC.
Bringing it back full circle, don't make everything free to play.
Yeah, no, I don't think everything. I don't think everything works with it. That's for sure. So, Andrea, you read this week about an interesting article from Game Informer. Maybe you want to lay it out first. I lay it out, see what I did there?
I went on Facebook and I like Game Informer, so, you know, the interesting things come up on my news feed. So it's like, this is interesting, and it's something I never really thought about until I read this very brief article. It's about gaming positions, and I know that sounds dirty.
Down,
But, and I know I never thought about this until after I read it. If you play certain games, you sit differently. Like, for example, like Guitar Hero, whenever I play guitar, I have to stand up.
Sure.
I cannot sit, because it's more realistic this way.
Sure. I'm in the standing camp, too, but Greg is shaking his hand over here.
People are weird.
Or, like, if I'm playing Call of Duty or something that's like really intense action, I know I hunch over.
Right,
on
you
the
get
couch.
closer to TV.
Yeah, and Skyrim, most of the time, if I'm just wandering around aimlessly, I'm more relaxed.
Right.
Like I'm just, so I don't know. I found it very interesting because it was something I didn't think about. So yeah, I don't know.
You find that that's true for you. Is what you're saying.
It is. Yeah, and it's just, I do it all the time. I just never crossed my mind.
And I think that's, I mean, it's absolutely true for me. I have a couch that is set up right in front of my man cave TV. And so I have this whole couch that is, at my disposal. But I only ever use about like 2 inches of it, and it's always like the front of the cushions, because like I've got my butt like perched over the couch, because I'm like playing an action game, so I'm like hunched over, and it's funny to me that like I am a fairly large guy, and I'm like squishing myself into like a 2x2 square and not using my whole couch because of the type of game I'm playing. But if I'm playing like Skyrim or even XCOM this past week, because it's like, yes, it's action, but it's strategy, so, like, you take a turn, then you wait. Like, on the weights, I was like, oh, and I, like, completely sprawled out. So that's definitely true for me. That's absolutely true for me. And, like you said, like, for certain, like, music games and other type things, like, I stand up. Even for me, for music games like Rock Band, if I'm singing, I stand up. I'm like, oh, I need proper technique.
See, I refuse to sing.
You can tell he's a music teacher.
I am. Yeah, no, but I will. I won't sit down. Like if someone's like, even if it's for like a BS karaoke game like SingStar on PlayStation. Even if I'm completely going to sing like a Whitney Houston song and like acapella acapella falsetto the whole thing, I'll be like, what to do? Like I'll stand up.
I guess that makes sense.
It's ridiculous. What about you, Greg?
I just sit back, really.
No matter what?
Yeah.
Really? You're immune to the gaming position curse.
Every once in a while, I'll lean forward if, I don't know, I just want to change
it up, change it up.
I mean, I just kind of lean back, take it easy.
Man.
That's about it.
Now, see, for a game like Call of Duty, sometimes I try that. Like, I'll try to be more
relaxed.
That
doesn't work. You always come back.
And then I'm terrible, so I'm like, well, if I change my position, now I'm like hunched over, I'm ready to
You gotta get serious about this.
Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it doesn't.
So Call of Duty is like high stress.
It is.
It is.
Goodness. Halo 2. I do the same.
No, Halo's not as bad.
No.
Halo moves slower
of a game, so it's not as like rage-inducing.
Although, and this is a good segue into our last segment here today. Although Halo 4 might not be so slow because everyone's got Sprint now.
I know,
and I am excited about this. I don't know if you are, Greg. You seem like you're not excited about this.
Okay, so I'm excited that they're changing things up because nothing's going to kill the franchise faster unless they keep it the same.
Right.
But I don't know. I see more Call of Duty-esque things being injected into it. Like things like the kill cam and being able to make your own classes and all that. So I have faith. I mean, they're not going to screw it up. This is Microsoft's flagship.
That's their baby.
Like if they screw it up, there's going to be a lot of people out of jobs. But, so I don't know. I'm just a little hesitant about that.
What would you rather see from old Halo, like, remain staunchly Halo to the end of time? Because you said you don't know about some of these, like, nebulous, like, make our own classes stuff. Like, what is Halo to you, no matter what else they change? I
mean, I enjoy the health pack system from Reach. Not the first one, but Reach.
Reach, yeah.
So I'd like to see that, because it's going back to strictly just shields, like 2 and 3.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, at least I haven't seen a health bar in the screenshots I've seen. But to me, that's just Call of Duty with you have more hit points.
Right.
That's all. So there's no like strategy. Like, if you get hurt a little bit, like, it doesn't matter. As long
Yeah,
as
just
you hide
find
behind
cover.
a corner for
Yeah.
a little bit. I like the slower gameplay. I
You
don't know,
do.
it's just, I don't go to Halo to play that 60 frames per second, like, explosions, guns, I have ADHD, I need
Right.
things to happen around me all the time.
Right.
Like, I go for a little bit slower of a pace, a little bit more, this is going to make me sound like an elitist or something, but like a little bit more strategy. I feel like I have time to make strategy. At least
Right.
Call of Duty, I can't keep up with
No, you just
all the
keep
things
running.
that
Yeah.
are happening.
Right.
So I think those things, for sure, definitely vehicles.
Yeah, sure.
So
Well, they're keeping that, right? There's vehicles.
there are.
Yeah, so.
I haven't seen too many. There's like that giant mech, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are kind of some of my things, I guess.
How about you, Andrea? You're like a Halo
Yeah, I was just
Halo
thinking about this.
elitist.
I'm very excited for Halo 4.
Sure.
Got it pre-ordered. All set to go.
Special edition?
No, just the board.
What? You're going to buy all of it anyways.
Yeah, probably, but at least for right now. Plus, I ordered Black Ops 2 at the same time, so like, that's a lot of money.
So did I, lady.
Anyway, I'm excited for Halo 4. I think that I don't want it to become like too much like Call of Duty because I like playing Call of Duty and then playing Halo.
Right.
I don't want them to be the same game.
Intermingled.
Except one has Master Chief, you know.
You don't want Call of Halo.
No, no. I'm hoping that they're separate because I really enjoyed Reach. I haven't played it in a long time, but I mean, when that game came out, that's all I played for months and months and months.
It was a fun game.
Awesome.
So
game.
I'm just
Good
looking
story.
forward to it. I just hope that it's not, Call of Halo. You know, Call of Duty and Halo, two separate games, because that's, I like going back and forth because of their differences. I don't.
You're not
wanna be
signing
playing
up
the
for
same
Halo
game.
Duty.
I see what you did there.
Nailed it.
Yeah, Greg, I know that you've watched the Forward Unto Dawn little fan movie, right? Not fan movie, I guess just movie.
A couple more Halo news points, which I found interesting this week. So Machina's been putting out this Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn. And I don't know if any of you have seen the Mortal Kombat series that they did.
So good.
I watched like a few episodes. It was great. I never finished it, though.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing that with Halo. And from my understanding, it's supposed to be like a prequel of the crew of the Infinity.
Right.
I have not really seen where this is going. Like, there have been glimpses of Cortana and Chief in the ship still, but then it goes to this other planet where all these soldiers are training, and so I don't really know how it connects yet. But it's definitely like it's very, very good. Like the production values on it are fantastic.
Yeah. I want a Halo movie so bad.
Yeah, I mean, Halo movie would be pretty awesome. I think for now this is kind of the best that we're gonna get.
Right.
But if you really would like to see what a Halo movie would look like, or even kind of, sort of be like, definitely check out Forward Unto Dawn. They have 2 episodes up now. I don't know, how many more weeks do we have until Halo?
God, like 3? Is it only 3?
I think it's like 3, so there'll be like 3 more episodes. Yeah, it's either 5 or 6 episodes.
Time is flying.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. October is it's half gone already.
It is.
It's true. I can't wait. Halo 4.
So, so one last Halo 4 thing before we sign off this week. Andrea, did you get it from a store, or did you order it from Amazon? Is it being delivered, or are you going to be out there in the rain and cold midnight?
No, I'm not doing the midnight release just because I have work the next day.
She lets us down again!
No, I pre-ordered it from GameStop, so it will be both games, Black Ops and Halo 4, will be delivered. So I won't have it.
Oh, Andrea.
Wow.
I need to be smart, okay, because last year when I stood out in the rain for Call of Duty, that was a lot of fun. I was so convinced that, I hope no one at work is listening to this.
They're not.
I was so convinced that, it'll be fine, I'll go to work the next day, fine. No, I opted to take a personal day.
What's wrong with that?
So what?
You are young.
Not...
Live your life.
Not this time.
Oh.
Because it's such a fast turnaround. I'm going to be gone to work pretty much all this week.
Well,
and
Greg and I will be out there.
It's true.
I know.
Interesting thing, though. I saw this week was Halo 4 was leaked as well.
Really?
Which I want to touch on.
Okay.
I didn't think, well, compared to Call of Duty, I should say, I didn't think really as many people cared about Halo 4. But I feel like, well...
I care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
that
I
cat
care.
on the couch over there cares about Halo 4.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm trying to get at. So, like, Call of Duty is way bigger than Halo. And I don't know if it's just because of the fact that there's more fans or the fact that Call of Duty's on more systems.
Maybe both.
But, like, Call of Duty has never been leaked
It's true.
before, at least to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah,
now,
they've kept
there
a
was,
lock
like,
on it.
with Modern Warfare 3, there were, like, those robbers who,
Right.
like, hijacked a truck.
It's ridiculous.
But, like, I don't recall any Call of Duty being leaked early.
Right.
And I feel like since 2...
Halo always gets leaked.
Halo always gets leaked
It
early.
seems like they might do it on purpose, doesn't it?
And I remember,
Interesting.
I remember in high school when Halo 2 came out, like, I was crazy about Halo 2.
Right.
So, like, so was the rest of the world.
Well, sure. Yeah.
But so one of my friends had gotten it. He got the French version. He's like, we're gonna have like this illegal Halo 2 LAN party so we can like check out all the multiplayer.
Is the French version like sexier?
I have no idea.
Welcome to the Halo 2.
There's lots more wine.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
All the aliens are smoking like really thin cigarettes. Oh, who is this? It's awesome.
So like it was great. Like we got to play a little bit of it early, and you know I didn't play the campaign, but I don't know. I feel like it's odd that Halo is. It seems like always getting leaked, and, and
part of
Call
the
of Duty is not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Microsoft is such a humongous company. They make computers, like they make security software. You'd think if anyone can control a piece of software and keep it in house, it would be
them.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Right. But
So
it's like,
that tells me that maybe they are doing a little leaky on the side.
and it must be because it's like between Halo 4 and the other Halo games, between specs for their next system,
Right.
between any sort of peripheral
Right.
that they come out with,
Yeah.
I feel like months in advance,
Right.
the community already knows about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Conspiracy theories abound here on the Monday MOOcast.
Yeah.
Now Microsoft's going to come after us. You
Or
realize that?
Microsoft just needs to step its game up.
Or maybe they'll buy us for like $1 billion and make us like Microsoft moves, and then we will just
Microsoft
march.
moves.
We will just march to the Microsoft drum after that and be like, "Oh yeah, everything Microsoft is awesome."
Well,
So
I don't want to be a sellout. I think $1 billion might change
yeah,
my
yeah,
mind.
I mean, yeah. If they come calling, like, hey,
a
Bill
little.
Gates, we're here for you. All right, I think that's going to do it for us this week. But thanks, guys. This is an enjoyable podcast. Maybe it was the iced coffee and donuts we had. Maybe we got to keep doing that because, like, I feel like we had a lot of energy today.
I'll second that.
That's awesome. Okay, so for now we will sign off. Oh, what are we going to play this week?
wait.
What? Sorry.
We have things to talk about.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Things to play. What are you playing?
What are you playing?
Oh, Skyrim.
Of course you are. Greg?
Yeah, next.
Borderlands. That DLC's coming out Tuesday.
Oh my god, that's right. Okay, that
So-
means I got to make some time for Borderlands because I also bought the season pass. So I got to put some more into my Borderlands character. XCOM, Dishonored, Walking Dead. I'm going to do another playthrough because it's the best game story-wise I've ever played ever. Okay, everyone.
Okay. Not yet.
Well, dang it! What do you need now?
Also, you need to check us out on Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
Twitter, iTunes. You can download our audio. Where else are we? Our own website, MondayMOOcast.com.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere, so check us out. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Also, finally,
Yes.
next week we're going to test out a new show, I think.
Oh, that's
as long
right,
as we
yeah.
can get
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of our equipment up and running.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for a special Let's Play that we're going to do. You'll have to see what game it is when we finally get the movie.
Spoilers, it's
Ooh.
weird.
It's bizarre.
All right, guys, now we are finally signing off. This is Mike.
Greg.
And Andrea.
Moo!